The United States has quietly withdrawn most of its troops from Nigeria after a major counterterrorism mission that reportedly resulted in the killing of a senior ISIS commander. But what does this mean for Nigeria's fight against terrorism? Is Washington reducing its military commitment to Africa? Or is this simply a strategic shift? And could extremist groups exploit the security gap left behind? Stay with us, because later in this report, we'll explain why this decision could reshape security operations across the entire Lake Chad Basin. You're watching Africa Global Opportunities TV, your trusted source for African business, security, diplomacy, and investment news. If you're new here, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our premium reports from across Africa. The United States has withdrawn most of the troops it deployed to Nigeria for a joint counterterrorism mission in the Lake Chad Basin. According to reports, the drawdown came shortly after a successful operation that reportedly eliminated an ISIS deputy leader operating within the region. The deployment formed part of ongoing military cooperation between the United States and Nigeria, aimed at strengthening intelligence sharing, surveillance, reconnaissance, and precision counterterrorism operations against extremist groups. Although Washington has not announced a complete withdrawal from Africa, the reduction of forces in Nigeria signals a shift in how the United States intends to support regional security efforts. Military analysts say future cooperation may rely more on intelligence support, technology, training, and advisory roles, rather than large numbers of troops on the ground. Before we continue, if you appreciate factual, balanced, and in-depth African news that goes beyond the headlines, support our work by liking this video. It tells YouTube that quality African journalism deserves to reach more people around the world. Now let's look at why the Lake Chad Basin remains one of Africa's most important security hotspots. The Lake Chad Basin is shared by 4 countries: Nigeria, Niger, Chad, Cameroon. For more than a decade, the region has remained a battleground against Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa Province, commonly known as ISWAP. The difficult terrain, porous borders, and vast rural communities have allowed terrorist groups to move between countries, making regional cooperation essential. Millions of people have also been displaced by violence, creating one of Africa's largest humanitarian crises. Despite years of military operations, extremist groups continue to launch attacks on villages, military bases, and civilian populations across the region. Security experts believe the troop withdrawal does not necessarily mean the United States is abandoning West Africa. Instead, Washington appears to be adopting a lighter military footprint while relying more heavily on intelligence sharing, drone surveillance, special operations support, training local security forces, regional military partnerships. This approach reduces operational costs while encouraging African nations to take greater responsibility for long-term regional security. For Nigeria, the development presents both opportunities and challenges. On one hand, it demonstrates growing confidence in the capabilities of Nigeria's military and regional partners. On the other hand, reduced foreign military presence means Nigerian security agencies will shoulder even greater responsibility in sustaining pressure on terrorist groups. Continued investment in intelligence, surveillance technology, border security, and regional cooperation will be critical to preventing extremist organizations from regrouping. Lake Chad crisis by the numbers. More than 4 countries share the Lake Chad Basin. Terrorist violence has displaced millions of people over the past decade. Boko Haram and ISWAP remain among Africa's deadliest extremist organizations. Nigeria continues to lead the multinational joint task force alongside neighboring countries in combating cross-border terrorism. The withdrawal of most US troops from Nigeria marks another important chapter in the evolving fight against terrorism across West Africa. Whether this represents a successful mission accomplished or a broader shift in American military priorities remains to be seen. What is certain, however, is that Nigeria and its regional partners will continue carrying the primary responsibility for securing one of Africa's most strategically important regions. What do you think? Should the United States maintain a stronger military presence in West Africa, or is it time for African nations to lead the fight independently? Share your opinion in the comments below. If you found this report informative, Please like this video, subscribe to Africa Global Opportunities TV, and turn on notifications so you never miss our premium coverage of African security, business, diplomacy, and investment opportunities. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next report.